AMC meeting our price expectations to that penny, right? But guess what? It is not done. Let's go ahead and find out what could be happening for the following sessions. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again on this Hump Day Wednesday. This is ARCa coming at you with an AMC technicals and raw price action thread of analysis. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community and Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's go ahead and dive right into the charts. Okay, you guys, so one more thing, actually. I need to express some concern here because there are just about 9 seats left on the ARC Masters trading course. Okay, you guys, we're going to be reviewing everything from the beginnings of trading all the way to advanced topics and statistical application. Okay, so please go ahead, refer to the links in the description below for you to reserve your seat now before it's too late. Okay, you guys, let's go ahead and get right into that chart. This is the 12-hour chart for AMC, and as you can see right over here, we actually did suggest coming short of this topside target, right, to that 2.272 at $6.79, of which you can actually see right in the candle valuations here, where you can see a high on the H, right? Let's hover over it and you can see 679 right to the dot. Okay, so now what is happening for the price action? Because obviously this was a huge drawback, right? So what is the potential? I love the fact, first of all, I love the fact that we found a support at the 1.272 at 627. We're currently sitting right above it. We do have that 1.618 to combat, but I think everything is looking not bad right now. Let's pull up some SMAs and see what's up. Well, good deal here on the 12-hour chart. We do have a relevant target here from that SMA 200, from which we actually used today. My apologies, I actually failed. I actually failed you yesterday in telling you that we must come back to that support line, right, from the broadening descending wedge. Don't count on never coming back. Okay, what I mean by that is just sometimes it could take some time for us to, you know, continue the upside, right? And then we would eventually come back, test it, and then continue on to the upside. Things like this happen all the time. I'm just expressing the fact that I missed yesterday the 200-day SMA on the 12-hour, sitting right below us, of which we use today as that current area of support, right alongside the 0.618 of 593. Very important targets before we can continue on that upside. And this is the reason why we had this box written there, not for the SMA 200, for the fib ratios, right? So now let's go ahead and move on to the next chart and see what we have. Okay, so currently on the 1-hour chart, we're sitting below VWAP, which is the volume weighted average price, and we are using it a little bit as resistance right now before we can continue on that upside. The thing is that right now it is landing in correlation with that 2.272 at 637. So yes, we are facing a little bit of troubles getting up there, but I mean, rest assured that the bulls are still very much in control here, and we are still suggesting an upside continuation. So let's go ahead. Sorry about that. My dog actually just barked right outside while my toddler is asleep for the first 20 minutes of his nap. Incredible. Okay, so let's go ahead and now refer to this chart here, because there is something very important. Okay, so first of all, I just wanted to give you the range, or how it's looking right now. This was the 8-hour chart ascending channel that we've been looking at for quite some time, right? So please go ahead and take a look at how the price action is moving, you know, within the channel, right? So everything is looking pretty good. This is the 13-day exponential moving average. We are using it as a form of support before continuing on to that upside, right? So this is good. All right, so now the target that we were looking for at about 49.53% based on a statistical backtest, we actually did get a 45.96% move to the upside from that 8-hour backtest. Okay, so this is actually good, and I think that this is enough for us to consider that that statistical play is done and dealt with. Now, the thing is, and the reason why I'm saying is that, yeah, it's to be honest, it can still continue, and the reason why is because we have both momentum and volatility now in critical volatility, which is within the 90 percentile, right? So this is still suggesting an upside, but what gets curious is actually on the daily chart, which is now making me think that, or I'm sorry, was it the 12-hour chart? I think it was. Yes, which is actually, I'm sorry, on the daily. So which is actually making me believe that there is still room to the upside. Please notice the momentum oscillator here in the daily, it's still suggesting a pretty aggressive upside, which is very curious, and I love it. So let's go ahead and now reference to the last part of the analysis, and this is actually going to be the RSI. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive right in, right to the immediate short-term time frame, just like we always do. Before we get right into this, please know that I am not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy or sell any assets whatsoever. Okay, you guys, I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be just fine, right? So let's go ahead and now look at that 30-minute and see what we got going. Okay, so for the immediate short-term time frame, you can see that we're clearly above that 14-day simple moving average represented by that pink line, and we are now approaching the gravitational zone of the bull weakness percentile. Okay, so this is very good here. As soon as we do reach that gravitational zone, we can definitely expect an upside continuation. Please go ahead and take a look at the bi-hourly time frame here, as it is in the bull strength percentile. Okay, so a little bit of we're just outside of the gravitational zone here that would essentially pressure us to the downside. We are slightly above it, so which is good, which means that we're more in the grips of the bull strength percentile than anything. We still have that 14-day simple moving average above us to combat, but I mean, if we do continue on that upside, remember this is a bi-hourly, so it's going to live out pretty fast. So as soon as we do reach that bi-hourly 14-day simple moving average right in here, we would then be in the gravitational zone of the bull strength percentile, which would then take us to the upside. Okay, so please go ahead and notice here on the 6 hour time frame, which actually gives the bi-hourly some validity. So please go ahead and now notice that the 6 hour RSI signal is sitting right in that gravitational zone of the bull strength percentile, and we are also getting an upside pivot from that 14-day simple moving average on the 6 hour. So this is very powerful, and it is still suggesting an upside. Please go ahead and notice that the 12-hour time frame is sitting right in the grips of the bull strength percentile. I would love for this pivot to be pitched up a little bit, more aggressive to favor the bulls here, but still it is faced to the upside, a little weak, but still to the upside, right? We still have that 14-day simple suggesting that upside as well. And as we dive in to, let's see, so yeah, that was the 12-hour, right? So let me look at the daily there. Okay, so the daily is in that gravitational zone of the bull weakness, sorry, and this is still suggesting that upside. Okay, so as soon as we start looking at the upper term time frames, it looks like everything's getting pretty bullish, right? So please notice here that the 3-day time frame is actually suggesting a massive upside continuation even still, and just like we did yesterday, just like we saw yesterday, that 5-day time frame is still suggesting an aggressive upside as well. Okay, so there may be a tiny little bit of consolidation tomorrow, but still more upside to be faced for the asset AMC. Okay, so now let's go ahead and look at some targets for us to consider. Okay, so again, you guys, I definitely have to express that we do have a little bit of a challenge here at that 645 level, likely to find a little bit of resistance there before we can come back and test a one spot 272 627 as a form of support before continuing on to that upside and eventually start knocking at that door of the 679 again. If we are able to break through this 679, then the next relevant targets, again, I'm going to go ahead and be very clear about that. The range is sitting between 697 at the 2 spot 618 to the 3 spot 272 at 731 with a possible wick to 749 at the 3 spot 618. Okay, so please go ahead and make sure to respect your risk management, take profits whenever you are in the money, right? And always consider coming back to visit your boy ARCa Bulls, right? So this is going to do it for the video, guys. Please go ahead and refer to the link in the description below for you to follow me on Twitter and say hello to me on Discord. Do not forget to reserve your seat on the ARC Masters trading course. Okay, you guys, that link is in the description below as well. But with that said, I wish you well a very, very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.